Well, they just completed the NHL draft. Chicago had the number 1 pick, and they got Connor Bedard, the young superstar, 18-year-old from Regina in the Western Hockey League. Kid scored 71 goals. He's going to be there on opening night against Sidney Crosby when they play the Pittsburgh Penguins. Hockey fans are just going crazy. Chicago's made 2 or 3 other deals to get veteran players in the front door. So they were awful. They've been, tanking to build towards this. And now suddenly there's a big rush in Chicago. They've sold out all their season tickets. It's just amazing what they think Blackhawk hockey can be. The Ducks were really the surprise story in the first round of the draft. They bypassed Adam Fantilli, the star from the University of Michigan, and instead took the European star, Leo Carlsson, out of Sweden, 6'3" center iceman. Fantilli is a more accomplished guy, scored 30 goals last year as a freshman at Michigan. I think there's more upside for Carlsson. I think this is a win-win, regardless of which guy they got. But most people today have been very critical of the Ducks. Why would you bypass a guy that's going to play instantly and could probably score goals for you, the college kid, rather than take the Swede who was only 18? Now, granted, the Swede, as an 18-year-old, played really well in the Swedish league, which is one of the top global leagues in the country, and the kid held his own. But they took him because he's a 2-position guy who can score, he can skate. He might have higher upside. I don't know if that's going to be a week from Monday or it's going to be 2 years from Monday. But that was really a surprise. The Blue Jackets, Columbus drafted 3rd. They took Fantilli. They went crazy. Michigan guy coming to play in Columbus. Think about that. But the kid's gifted. There's no doubt the kid can score. San Jose, which is in a massive rebuild, took the top kid from the U.S. international team. His name is Will Smith. He's only 18. He's huge, like 6'2.5", very gifted, very fast, wide variety of shots. They got him. I don't know that he's anywhere near ready to play in the NHL. And then Montreal, out of the clear blue sky, went to Europe, and they took the best defenseman in Europe. His name is David Reinbacher, huge defenseman, offensive defenseman from Switzerland. So that's how it worked. NHL free agency begins on Saturday. There'll be more movement. We're still waiting. There's a lot of trades that are probably still out there to be made, including maybe the best defenseman in the NHL, the Norris Trophy winner, Erik Karlsson of San Jose, who's asked to be traded and is going to be moved so he can go finish out his career with maybe a team that can compete for the Stanley Cup. So there's a lot more deals coming, but that's for the hockey fans out there. You just got your fix. Those are the stories. That's my opinion, your response.
Well, you look at Connor Bedard, and looks like he doesn't even shave yet.
Yeah.
He's just such a young kid, and you think of all the big burly dudes in the NHL. When these young guys come out, like at 18, there are rules that they can't play in the NHL right away.
They can if they make the team, but they can't play in the American Hockey League. They either go back to junior or they go back to college.
Okay. Well, do you think, we see this with college basketball players going to the NBA, one and dones. Sometimes they're not fully developed, in terms of their overall build. Are these kids, you think they're developed enough to play at the highest level?
No, because they're going to get banged and they're going to get busted and all that, but they'll have to learn as they go. But usually the kids that are the top 3 or 5 picks pretty much wind up on an NHL roster opening night. It's interesting you talk about it because I watched the TSN Canadian feed. I mean, they treat the NHL draft like it's a religious holiday. And I've watched that feed, and, they're interviewing all these young players. And you look at the number 1 pick, Connor Bedard, and he looks like my kid, your kid in high school.
Yeah.
But Wayne Gretzky looked like that when Wayne Gretzky showed up. And Wayne Gretzky, when he came out of the WHA, was only there for a short time and wound up in Edmonton. You saw his craftiness on the ice. You saw his peripheral vision. You saw his shots. You saw his pinpoint passing. That's what you see from a couple of these top kids. The gift to move the puck, make the shot, lightning quick reaction time. So they've got an awful lot of talent, the talent level. Now, they're not physically developed yet, but, you can't hit them if you can't catch them.
That's a good point.
These guys are really unique. So it'll be fun to see, what these top 3 or 4 picks are going to be like come opening night.
Do you like the Ducks pick? Do you, reaching for Carlsson, or would you have preferred them take Fantilli?
I would have taken the kid from Michigan because I think he's much more accomplished. He's played a lot more games, but They scouted Carlsson. They had all their scouts go to Sweden to watch him play at Örebro, which is one of the elite teams in that Swedish hockey league. And they just saw him dazzle against much older star players in Europe. So they would not go wrong with either one. I think it would have taken Fantilli because I think he'll score more than Carlsson will right out of the gate. And we'll have to see if Carlsson actually makes the opening night roster at age 18 or whether or not he goes back to Sweden for one more year. Okay, on we go.